We're coming to you live from Sport Beach at the center of the Cannes Lion Festival of Creativity, where we are celebrating the intersection of sport, culture, and fandom. I'm joined here by my... what's it take to be friends?
By my friend Joe. Say we're friends.
By my friend Joe from the Cincinnati Bengals franchise of the NFL, where he plays quarterback. Joe, should we get into it?
Let's do it.
Let's get into it. Okay, first of all, what drew you to be part of not just Cant, but coming to Sport Beach this year?
Well, I think it was an exciting opportunity to kind of learn more about brands and what they're looking for in athletes, as well as giving some input about what I can bring to the table as far as brand relationships.
What have you learned in any of those conversations so far?
Well, I think it's been exciting to talk to some of the top people in the industry about the relationships that you're trying to build. I think the most important thing in advertising and building brands is relationships between the athletes and the brands, because if you really understand each other, then you can make authentic content to reach the most people.
Totally. Relationships are everything in our business, even with brands and their fans. It's personal.
Yeah.
People are going to sign up. People are more interested in Joe Burrow than they're going to be in, the league.
Yeah,
they'll
that's
love
right.
the league if they learn to love you and Jamar and all
that's right.
what you guys do. Given your platform as a player, what's important to you personally? What are your causes or interests? You got your foundation.
Yeah.
You want to talk about that a little?
Yeah, our foundation is focused on mental health and food insecurity, but we do a lot of different things and giving back in Ohio, some underprivileged communities, as well as Louisiana, and we're continuing to branch out. It's been great so far. We just had our second annual event back in Cincinnati and raised a lot of money to do a lot of good.
Oh, cool. Why did you choose those causes?
Well, I think...
why do they touch you personally?
I think mental health is so important to a lot of different people, and it's kind of just now starting to come to the forefront of everybody's minds. I think it's just now starting to not quite be as taboo, and people are starting to get more comfortable talking about it. And so I kind of wanted to bring that to the forefront. And my hometown is one of the more underprivileged areas in Ohio, and so I saw a lot of food insecurity growing up, and so that has really been important to me.
That's really cool, man. Do you have any brands involved in that foundation?
All my brands help out. Yeah.
Requirement?
I would say it is a requirement. That's when I'm looking for
Our first fist bump as friends.
Yeah. When I look for brands to partner with, I want brands that share my values, and I think that's the best way to build relationships, is to find brands that you have the same values with, and that way you can do the most good and make the right content to reach those people, just like I talked about earlier. Kroger has done a great job, Bose has done a great job, Guinness has done a great job, and they all had stands, and they all donate to the foundation and help a lot.
That's really cool, man. Good job choosing great partners.
Thank you.
Yeah. And setting expectations. I think clear expectations are also part of a great partnership. Okay, what do you want fans to know about you that they can't really understand just by watching you play football? Is there anything what to know about Joe?
Yeah,
that's just from playing.
That's something that I've struggled with for my entire career. Really, is I'm a pretty private person, and so I try to keep as much as I can to myself. But I'm starting to branch out a little bit and get a little more comfortable sharing other parts of my personality. So I'm just now starting to feel that process out, and this is really the first year that I've felt comfortable sharing more sides of myself with the fans, I would say. And I think that has really given me I've really learned a lot from that this year, engaging with fans a little more, engaging with my social, engaging with my brand partners, and creating those relationships within those companies. So that's been an exciting past couple months, I would say.
How do you handle in your relationships in social media with the fans, the ones that are kind of bringing you static? Do you just tune them out and focus on the positive, or do you actually try to learn from it? Or
that is the reason that I kind of stayed off of that for the most part for the last 5 years, is because I think you can get too caught up in that world, and it distracts you from what your true goal is to have as much success as you can on the field, and that builds your brand, because my brand relationships mean nothing if I'm not performing on the field.
Right.
And so that's really what I focus on, and I need partners that understand that as well and aren't gonna say, hey, we need this at this time. Like you need that relationship with the people within that company to say, hey, I can't do this day. Like
right.
I need a couple rest days for my body. And so building those relationships is critical for me.
Let me go off piece for a second. Does the organization in Cincinnati, the Bengals organization, does it? What's your relationship with them? Is it similar? Is it like a good listening relationship both ways?
Yeah, absolutely. I think in whatever field you're in, you need to have that trust in that relationship with your boss and with everybody that you work with, really, because otherwise you're not gonna put a good product out there for anybody, and you're not gonna have as much success as you want.
Yeah, totally. That's great, man. So what ways do you believe that working with brands has helped extend your impact beyond the field and connect with fans on a deeper level? There's your foundation work. So on the purpose side of things, that's clear. Are there any brand relationships that are a little more commercial or a little more about they've got a product, you're helping them, or a brand, but that's also helped you connect with fans at the same time?
Yeah, I think my first 3-4 years in the league, like I said, I was really focused and not really focused on, I was doing brand partnerships, but not a ton, and I was super specific with it, and I still am. I think what's exciting about the NFL right now is it's starting to become international.
Yes.
With all the international games that we're doing, and so I think I'm excited about the next 5 to 10 years in the NFL about what that's going to look like, and so I've been turning my wheels in my head about how I can, kind of make my way into those international markets.
Oh, awesome. What's your take on the evolution into flag?
Yeah.
For so long it was considered kind of a janky version, or like a Nerf version of football, but now it seems like everybody up to Tyreek and JJ are into it. Not even okay with it, but like promoting it and being ambassadors.
I think it's exciting. I think it's going to be great for the game, especially with the Olympics coming up. Having that there, that would be exciting to play in. That would be a lot of fun.
Okay. It's official. You want to be on Team USA?
I would love to, yeah.
Okay.
That's a goal of mine, absolutely.
Okay, scoop.
I think the Olympics is such a international brand that when that starts to happen, that's going to really grow the game a lot.
Oh, totally. That's amazing. We're so excited about that. Have
Yeah.
you met Deanna Flores, the captain of the Mexican team?
Not yet.
Quarterback? Okay.
Not yet.
Yeah, she's been an incredible ambassador for
Awesome.
it. Okay, back onto these. How do you see the relationship between athletes and brands evolving into the future? And like even in your relationships since you started not too long ago, has it changed? Has like the conversations changed? Have they gotten more collaborative and co-creative?
Yes,
Were they a little more
absolutely.
transactional to start maybe?
Yeah, I would say that for sure.
Yeah.
And I would say as I'm getting older, I'm starting to understand that collaboration is really what you want to have the most authentic content. And I think the way the younger generation is going is they really want to see the personality of the players, the personality of the people
100%.
playing the game, and not quite as interested in what's happening on the field and more interested in who's playing.
Totally.
And I think that's an exciting time because I think 10, 15 years ago it was more about the shield, the league, and now it's more about the people playing.
Well, I'm proud to hear that because that's what our job's been for 6 years.
Yeah.
I literally said in our first meeting, hey man, right now the shield's here. There's some bunch of silhouetted dudes, little gladiators back there.
Yeah.
What if we put the shield way in back, took all the helmets off, and find out what you care about?
Yeah.
And then be about that, which by the way is kind of brand 101. But you have to hats off to the league for getting behind it.
Yeah, I think it's an exciting time for all of us because I think it's really turning into something special.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm gonna ask you a few more questions that my 17-year-old might be interested in you answering, which plays to actually how he watches football with me. He will sit in the living room, we'll watch you, but he's got his phone, and I'm the 10%. This is the 90%, and he's telling me something that's happened or something you said. He walked, or what people said about something you did.
Yeah.
He's more interested in the reactions almost than the action.
Exactly.
And so, okay, what brand in 2024, this upcoming season, what brand would you rock on a chain? Because you did have the
Guinness made me a chain that I wore a couple years
Jamar
ago.
had 7-Eleven.
Jamar had 7-Eleven.
Very cool
That's
chain.
right.
What's this year's chain brand? What brand deserves to be a chain that you would wear?
Well, I don't really pick too many new brands every year. I just partnered with Aloe, which is kind of the new one for the year that I'm excited about. So maybe that one.
Okay. I mean, I feel like people would think an aloe chain is, you would think they might do a chain.
Yeah, I think
it's
that'd
not
be
exactly like a hard good or like a toothpaste.
Yeah.
All right, but that's cool. Okay, what are the top? You're going to Fashion Week, right? You're coming from here
yeah.
to Fashion Week.
Yeah.
What are you excited about up there?
Getting out of my comfort zone. I've never really done anything like that, and I think this is part of what I was talking about earlier, building myself and the game internationally. I think starting to make your way into those different worlds will be good for the game.
Right on. Well, what of the fashion brands? What are like 3 fashion brands that you are kind of into right now? That you like with your like your tunnel fit this year? Do you think you're pretty sure?
It's going to be a lot of Aloe. It's going to
Okay.
be a lot of Aloe this year. We'll see. I haven't gone shopping for it yet, but that'll be in about a month. I
All
would
right,
say.
Aloe is loving this content studio session right now. That's for sure. Okay, a couple quick ones. When you're in the stadium and you come in headphones, either in the tunnel or if you're or warming up, what music are you playing?
I don't listen to music.
Not
on
even
game
coming in the
day.
tunnel?
I listen to music in the car on the way to the stadium, and then once I'm in the stadium, it's locked in, focused in my thoughs.
And what is the music in the car? Is it pumping you up or calming you down?
That's pump up music. So that's a little Trippie Redd, a little Gunna Wanna, some Kid Cudi. Throw some Tommy Richmond in there this year. We'll see.
Okay, good start to a mixtape.
Yeah.
Very good. All right, 3 quick ones. This is our speed round. What's your go-to song for karaoke?
I don't think I've ever done karaoke.
Yeah,
Oh,
but-
Nelly, Hot in Here.
Okay.
I know every word of that. Yeah.
So next time you do karaoke, which will be your first time?
Since high school.
Okay.
Last time I did it was high school.
We're going Nelly.
That's
all right.
right.
All right, cool. All right, name one person, dead or alive, that you'd want to have dinner with, and why?
Thomas Edison, I would say.
That's a great choice. Are
Yeah.
you kidding me?
Maybe Alexander the Great.
No, you went with Thomas. Give me a little.
Okay.
Give me a little why on Edison.
Well, he just invented so many different things. It'd be so interesting to pick a visionary like that, pick his brain a little bit, and see what's going on back there. I always find it very interesting when people are able to come up with new ideas pretty much out of nowhere.
Yeah.
and work through that. I think that's really interesting.
He famously, I'm not going to get the quote right, so I'll just paraphrase him. But he's like, the most important thing to do when you're trying to do something new is just, even because it's going to fail, is just try one more time.
Yeah,
Every time, just try one more
I
time.
like it.
All right, last question. Sweet or savory, and why?
Depends on my mood.
Okay.
Depends on my mood.
Let's go with, it's
sweet,
Tuesday, we're in Cant, it's kind of hot. Sweet or savory?
Savory.
'Kay.
Sweet at night.
Sweet at night.
After dinner. Always got to start with savory though.
What's your go-to meal? Like a pregame meal?
Pre-game meal depends on the time of the game. If it's a 1 o'clock game, I'm eating a big breakfast, hash browns, eggs, turkey bacon, orange juice, apple, banana, because you're not eating until you eat early, and then you're not eating again until 5:30 when you get back. So you got to really fuel. If it's a night game, eating some spaghetti, some chicken, some rice. Try to get those carbs.
Hey man, just on behalf of all of us at Sport Beach, we really appreciate you being here. We're friends now
Yes,
after
we
like
are.
an hour, but I really appreciate your like learner stance. You're here because you're curious, which I think a lot of the athletes here from every sport
Yeah.
share in common. We get that vibe from you. I think the cameras will get it too, and so I have no doubt. Your success. You're going to make your success, but. Thank you for sharing that spirit with this group too.
Yeah, thanks,
Appreciate
Glenn.
it.
Appreciate
All right.
that.